Hey everybody, before you continue watching the video, make sure you give the channel a like and subscribe. Go and follow us on Instagram. Go and check out all the different social media scenarios. Make sure if you're enjoying the content, go there, like, subscribe, follow, so we can keep putting stuff out. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. All right, make a comment on either of our pages and we'll answer them as soon as we can. This is something that good. I've been doing that online, but the thing that I wanted to talk about to do with like you're talking about the structure with judo, like do they have like a belt system that's like founded by like a governing body? Because this is very, very common in jiu-jitsu that there's a fake black belt, there's a fake this guy, there's videos where the guy gives himself a brown belt.
They do much better.
They do
conversation.
Because I haven't heard of any guys like judo instructors being a fake.
No, you're not gonna, because who gives you a black belt is not your instructor, it's the confederation that gives you a black belt.
See.
You know, you can get promoted until up to a brown belt by your instructor at the gym, but the black belt is a confederation that you give. You have to do those kata presentations. You have to show all the techniques in front of a
panel.
So there was like all the old masters from the confederation that are watching you.
Did you have to have any type of competition experience or anything like that?
Yeah, so when you the way I got my black belt, they had a point system.
Yeah.
So as soon as you got your brown belt, you had to be connected to the confederation, of course. And with this point system, everything you're doing in judo, you're getting points. So if you are competing, you get, let's say, 30 points. If you win the tournament, you get 50. Yeah. If you attend to a referee seminar, you get points. Everything you do, the confederation offers you all those courses for you to do it. And you need to reach, like I remember for me it was 600 points. When you reach the 600, and then you can apply to do your exam. To do your exam. And then you have to pass your exam to get a black belt. You can fail. I remember another thing that I had to give the confederation was the criminal report. Saying that I was never done anything. Yeah. So everybody that gets the judo black belt needs to show that never had any problem with the law. Which is amazing.
I'm incorporating that one.
Which is amazing.
That's awesome, man. That's so true. That's very important.
Exactly. No, but all of it, just
because you don't feel. Imagine you giving the black belt to someone.
The system itself is a much better way of promoting people, not based on opinion or like someone paying money off a seminar like you talked about or whatever. It's like it's a body of work. It's meritocracy. You have to do all these things. You have to achieve this thing. You have to pass the exam.
Perfect.
You have to do the course for the rules. You have to do the seminar for the techniques. You have to enter competition. You have to win competition. You have to blah, blah, blah.
And one good thing is you cannot get those points. And you have a minimum of 3 years to get those points. Yeah. So you have to have a minimum of 3 years as a brown belt.
Yeah.
You know? And I've seen people, man, that never got their black belt because they have they're failing to show a criminal report, or because they're not practicing the kata properly. So they're getting their exam, they're failing.
They're not competing or scoring enough points. Yeah.
And other thing of the point system, you cannot reach those points only competing.
Yeah, you have to do other stuff.
You have to do other stuff, first aid courses, the confederation seminars.
Yeah. Rules.
Exactly. You have
preparing a person to be a good citizen, a good coach, etc. Exactly. Right? Not only a competitor.
You need to give something back to the sport, not just take. Yeah. So you must be a referee in some tournaments. You must help to organize some tournaments. You need to be involved. You give something back to the sport before you just take it.
How about afterwards? For example, I completely disagree with jiu-jitsu. Like, stripes get done after black belt by time, right? So here I am teaching nearly every day, training every day. And then Joe is selling cars. You know what I mean? Got his black belt's been selling cars for 10 years, but he's going to get graded just because time. But he hasn't even trained. for me, that's also
I think that says something really nice. For you to get your stripes as a black belt, you just need to be alive.
Just need to be alive and get older.
Every 3 years you get and then after a while you got your 3 stripes and you can give black belts and do whatever you want. In judo, in Brazil was the same system, point systems. Even after you got your black belt, you need to reach some number of points and then get promoted. So you gotta be involved with judo the
even
whole
if it's
time
not competing,
to keep going.
As you get older, it's not
Let
competing.
me call Carlos Gracie right now. Let me have a chat. This is sounding a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's
fair.
I think it is fair, but the problem is if you create these systems and stuff, people can't open the gyms they want to open. They can't make the money. They can't have students competing. They can't every time you give a guy a black belt or a brown belt or a purple belt and they go and open the gym, they get another 100 students that are going to compete at their tournament.
Yeah, that's the difference between private and government, in one way, right?
It's all about what? It's all about what they can bringing in,
How much is to get a IBGF black belt diploma? I think it's $1,000, right? Just a diploma.
I think so,
yeah. So, like in judo, you don't pay. Because you've been paying the confederation and everything, the membership.
And you've been doing all the work.
When you become a black belt, you pass the exam. They just give you your diploma.
Stop, Fernando, otherwise I'm going to call. All right?
Have a chat. He's going to call you guys and you're going to have a lawsuit.
When some people talk about jiu-jitsu going to the Olympics and things like that, I think it was going to take a while because things like that needs to happen. You need to.
I don't know.
Some things need to be more legit.
So
things like that.
Yeah.
And it needs to be easier for people from outside to see. This guy got his black belt because he's done this and that.
And this,
I've seen guys that got their black belt because they're really friends with their instructors. The wives are really good friends. So we're gonna promote you a black belt. So you're walking with me. So you should be a black belt.
Yeah.
Someone that's barely training.
Yeah, just takes one dodgy person to dodge it up the whole system.
Easy, man. A black belt, it's worth a lot of money. If you are a black belt, you can open your gym. It's like a profession.
Yeah, you can promote it.
It's sad. It's a very thin line between commercial and martial arts, and a lot of people go to the other side, and that's why I always like to have other jobs, other works that I do. You know what I mean? Aside from jiu-jitsu, so I can be 100% to my mindset, you know what I mean? Like follow my mindset and what I believe is right, rather than try to make it more commercialized, And I hope more people. I know a lot of people still doing this way, and I hope we keep it going because that could be the beginning of a terrible, end of a good system as well.
I think this meritocracy thing still stands though. Even it used to be. It still happens. Of course it still happens, but because of social media, because of everything, and because of competition and stuff, man, if you're not a good athlete, if you're not a good instructor, if you don't produce any type of quality in jiu-jitsu or anything, it dies off eventually. It's not going to happen straight away, but the more people are aware of everything, the more it becomes popular. All that stuff's going to die off.
Agree.
Eventually, it will happen. I do disagree with the difference in how you can achieve things and how it's a lot of the main federations of jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, not mentioning any names or anything, man, they're all about how much they can get out of the athlete, not how they can give back at all.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Man, all of these federations, all of these things, man, a lot of them have only just started giving back a little bit to the top athletes because otherwise they're going to go somewhere else.
And they only start doing after someone else that we won't want to say names, all right? But more around Middle East, start doing something and giving prizes.
That's the only reason. Giving some type of
financial recognition.
Yeah, recognition to the athletes that are dedicating their life to the sport. You know what I mean? And and it's good. It creates a competition, which is always good, man.
And who does the shows? Let's be honest. The show is made by the athletes. You know what I mean? You need to reward these people. They are the main actors of the show.
Yeah, usually the big sport leagues, they dedicate 70% of the whole the whole profit to pay the athletes.
Yeah.
And it should be like that because it's all about people that making the show.
It's early days though. Like even like if you think about a lot of different MMA organizations, that was always the biggest issue to start with, because like, oh, it's growing, it's exploding, it's getting bigger, but like it was still paying the athletes at a rate that's like, man, not fair, or it's not reasonable, or it's not whatever. And that, I think that comes with time and growth. Like judo as a federation or as a sport in this professional setting has been around way longer than jiu-jitsu, way longer. The history is so long. That's why, you know, it's a bit more serious and it's a bit more this and that. Now, I'm not saying that they're earning way more money or anything like that. I'm sure there's actually a lot of guys are earning way more money in jiu-jitsu than judo.
Oh yes,
or wrestling and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and so there's good and bad to both, you know.
True.
The reason for like this craziness with jiu-jitsu is because people are promoting those businesses, and it brings more attention.
Yes, and it's comps everywhere.
You don't get the same attention for judo and wrestling and stuff like that. Why? Well, because it's not promoted in the same way. It's not about how much can I get out of it and this like capitalist type idea where it's just about earning
business.
Yeah, correct.
It's not a business. I think jiu-jitsu, the confederations is run like a business, which is good.
Yeah,
it's professional, but pros and
yes, it will keep getting better. You know, it's getting much better now, and it will keep getting better in a much like faster pace. You know what I mean? Because jiu-jitsu is also growing a faster pace, and there's comps growing, and everyone's starting to
There's
give
always
prize.
people doing the right thing, right?
There's people
we
doing
talk about a lot about the people that are doing the wrong things, but still, I think the majority are doing really good work.
Yeah,
yes,
it's improving overall. I think.
So, Fernando, talking about people that are doing the right thing.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and a follow. Check out all our different social media platforms. There's heaps of content coming out. There's different snippets and content on different platforms. So make sure you're on everything. And again, if it helped you out, recommend to somebody else, and hopefully it'll help them out too.